Wait a couple more minutes. I can speed through this if you want to wait a couple more minutes. Trisha, you got any friends coming? Nobody wants to make a Google site? It's so fun. It must be my Matrix background. Everybody's like, oh, that movie was terrible. I'm leaving.
Oh, we got another
we got one more.
Okay.
Oh, no worries.
Yes,
you go, Trisha.
careful.
You stay safe, okay? You can check out the recording later if you want to see the demonstrations and stuff like that.
So, okay. So aloha and welcome to the iTeach808 Empowering Hawaii's Teacher in Technology Conference, sponsored by the Augustine Educational Foundation and the Sacred Hearts Academy of Honolulu. My name is Maddie and I'll be facilitating this session. We are so honored to have Noah Myers join us today to share his expertise on a 45-minute presentation titled Google Sites, Make Your First Website. Please be aware that we will be recording this session, so if you do not want to be recorded, you may want to consider turning off your camera during the session or reviewing the recordings afterwards. The recordings will be made available on YouTube and shared via the iTeach808 website 1 week after the event. Without further ado, I'll hand it over to Noah.
Thank you so much for that generous I was going to say invitation. Introduction. Woo! It's been a long teaching day. Hi guys, how you doing? My name is Noah Myers. I'm a teacher at James Campbell High School. I teach computer science, IT, things like that. And I've been a Google nerd forever since it came out. I think I had one of the beta Gmail accounts. Anyway, what I'd like to help you guys out today is how to navigate Google Sites for the first time, or maybe the second time, or maybe you're good at it and you just want to perhaps learn something new. So there is a link to the presentation. I'll put it in the chat right now. It should prompt you to make your own copy of the presentation. So you can do with it what you will. You can delete it, you can show it to your friends, but if you do, just make sure you give me a shout out. So I'll give you a second to open the presentation, the slides if you want them. And then we'll get started. Okay, so before we begin, I always do this in my lessons and I'd like to do it for my PDs as well. Today, all students will create their own Google site. You're going to be able to add multiple pages to that site. You're going to add content and media to a page. And you're going to learn how to safely publish your website when it's ready, because you don't want to publish something that's not ready for, I guess, the world to see. Before we begin, this works better when everybody is in person, but in the chat or out loud, how many of you have visited a website before? Pretty sure everybody has. We can skip that one. How many of you have wanted to make your own website? Just curious. I guess that's everybody, otherwise you wouldn't be here. All right, how many of you have actually made a website? This one is definitely gonna thin the crowd perhaps. Not everybody gets to it. Making a Facebook account does not count as making a website, by the way. All right. Crickets. Well, let's begin. Today, you're going to be able to make one. Making a website is easy. I dare you to change my mind. Apologies for the memes ahead of time. Oh, we got one more. What's up, Jolene? Hey, Jolene. I will post the link to the slides in the chat. Grab them if you want. Yeah, right on. Thank you. I'm guessing that's Signora Muliati. No, I'm just taking a guess at your name. Sorry. Or something. I'm terrible with names. I apologize. All right, so starting. First place you guys are going to want to go is sites.google.com. If you click on this link, it should look like this. So what you have available to you is a blank web page, as well as a bunch of templates. You can go and check out all kinds of templates. These are the ones that I have made myself. There's personal, work, small business. Got another person. We got Tammy coming up. Tammy, welcome to the fun. Here's a link to the slides. Feel free to make your own copy. Do with it what you will. But once you get to Google Sites or sites.google.com, as long as you're logged into your Google account, you're going to be able to see a whole bunch of stuff. There's stuff for education. You can make your own salon website. That would be fun. Small business, so on and so forth. But for today, if you guys want, you can make your own blank website so that you have more to learn. That's what I like to say. Make sure that you see this logo for the new sites. If you happen to be on the old one, which shouldn't happen, don't go there. It's a dark and confusing maze. I did not like it myself, and I am pretty good with technology. So cool, if you're there, that's good. Again, these are the different templates. You can do blank. I would recommend doing blank today, just so you have more opportunity to learn. You actually have to create the content that goes on your website, and you have more creative freedom, choices to make as far as like colors, themes, stuff like that. All right, it will prompt you to take a tour once you create your own website. I would recommend taking the tour. Tells you a couple of things about, hey, where to make content or add content, how to move things around, how to publish stuff. Oh, Jolene's coming. Welcome back, Jolene. You doing okay? All right, I'll take your silence as a yes. And a few other things. I'm going to go over a bunch of this stuff anyways, but hey, tours are good, especially when you're doing something new. So a couple of things that are available to you. Something that is very awesome about computers, if you make a mistake, you can undo. This is a sample site that I'm going to use. Undo, redo. So if you want to do something that you deleted or so on and so forth, these are two awesome tools available to you. They will be your best friends because you can get rid of a mistake unless you publish it. Next to that is the version history. Excuse me, not the version history. It is the version history, my bad. Version history shows you the different iterations of your website from its infancy when you just created it and it was a blank page, all the way to whatever it is at the moment, and it'll go stage by stage by stage as you have saved it along the way. It actually automatically saves itself too, which is pretty awesome. You don't have to worry too much about that. But before I get too far into it, does anybody have any questions? Anybody having trouble accessing the slides? I'll give you a couple of seconds to reply. Okay, cool. Good to hear. All right, next on to some design elements, headers, titles, and header image. Hi, Tammy. I feel like I know you. I know a few Tammys. My mentor teacher was named Tammy. Anywho, so a few different things that are available to you. We're going to go over how to name your website or the file of it, if you will. You can enter the site name and choose a custom image for the header. So the title or the file name is up here. If you were to go look into the Google Drive, this is the file name right here, sample site, right up there. This is your title up here. Welcome to my website. I can edit it if I would like. Or that's the message, excuse me. And then sample site right here. Oh, what's up, Tammy Miller? How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. The famous Tammy Miller, everybody. I am humbled by your presence. I also have drank a lot of coffee. All right. This is going to be a funny one. All right, so this is the header area. Again, the title of your site. You can also change the logo right there. I put James Campbell High School because that's the school that I work for. You can put whatever you want. It's up to you. It's usually a pretty small square image though, just heads up. For your actual header, you can change the image. You can select one that is already available to you. One of the stock images, you can upload one. I like to upload them and save my own pictures, but that's up to you guys. You can reset it if you don't like any of it, go back to square one. And you can even change the header type too if you want. There's a cover, which is huge. You have a large banner, small banner, and title only. If you're minimalistic, that one's pretty cool. It takes up a lot less space. Your page will actually load a bit quicker too. But yeah, that's it for the header section. So this is where the real meat and potatoes of the website builder is. So all your insert, your pages, and your themes is where you're going to put and build all of the content for your web page. Content meaning like the text, the images, videos if you have them, things like that. So we're going to go through that right now. I'm not going to go through everything because there's a lot, but I'll just go through a few important ones. And if you guys want me to go over something specific later, please let me know. We'll have some time at the very end. So text boxes, obviously, this is a text box and my spelling is terrible. And you can change that. We'll go into more specifics later, but there's different sizes and things. Images, if you want to embed your website, or if you want to embed something onto your website, excuse me, this is pretty handy. However, it gets a little complicated. I can show you that later if you guys like. Most people honestly shy away from it, but say there's a Google form you wanted to embed. It's actually a lot easier if you do it down here. And if you want to add something from your Google Drive, when you do this, you can go to your drive and navigate through it, shared with me, recent files, so on and so forth. But it's an easy way. Say, I like to share my syllabus with my students on my website. So I just go to my drive, I embed my I input my syllabus, and they have zero excuses to not having access to the syllabus because I know they have an iPhone or a smartphone, and they can see it on there. I can prove it. See, preview. This is what it looks like on a phone. All right, let's go back. Layouts, there's different layouts. So if you want, I don't know why I put the funny cat face. If you want to have pictures side by side with some text underneath, if you want a gallery of pictures, there's different layouts that are available to you. There's not a whole lot, but you don't need a whole lot. Overcomplicating a website often makes it hard to navigate unless people stay around. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of insert. A collapsible group is something that I talk about over here. We're going to take a closer look at it too. I kind of skipped a couple of slides, but that's totally fine. Pages and themes we'll talk about too. But now let's take a closer look at insert. So for text, as I talked about, when we go back up to text, you see a few different options when you're on your text box. There's normal text, which is smaller, title, which is obviously bigger, heading, which is kind of in between normal and title, and subheading, which is a little bit smaller than that. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can do it. You can even control the font size for some of them. For title, it usually goes a bit bigger. You can choose bold, italics, just kind of all the usual stuff. You can embed a link, which is pretty nice. And that's something that you're probably going to want to do to link to other sections of your page if you want. That's one way to do it. But yeah, there's a whole lot of freedom to do with text boxes. I talked about inserting from your drive and stuff already. All of these buttons are different elements that you can add onto your page. A collapsible text is kind of like a menu that you click a button, some stuff comes up, and then it goes away. So if you're to do that, you won't really be able to see it on here, but it's like, if you click on it, then it's going to expand. And when you unclick on it or you click on something else, it goes away and it shrinks. So it's pretty cool. Table of contents, if you want to do that, that's a great way to put links at the top of your page. The people will be able to do it from here too. The top left is kind of like the hamburger navigation center. That's what I like to call it. It's 3 lines, looks like a hamburger in a way. And that's pretty helpful in order to be able to navigate your website. Divider, simply what it says, adds a divider, as you see. Cool, divider, divides things. Placeholder, so if you don't know what you want somewhere, but you know you want something there, you can put a placeholder. It's literally going to be taking up empty space. If you want to add something from YouTube, a calendar event. So if you have a calendar that you want to share with your students that has like all of your assignments and stuff like that, your deadlines, then that's one way to add it. That takes a little bit of work through Google Calendar, just letting you know. A map, maybe they need a map to a certain assignment, I'm not sure. Docs, yeah, if you want to share a doc, slides, sheets, forms, charts, all of these things are available here that you can just link into your page, and then it'll actually display them as well. But you have to have it already in your Google Drive. Otherwise, if it doesn't exist, you can't really link to it. All right, I'm going to pause right here, see if you guys have any questions. Would anybody like me to touch on something in more depth or go over it again? Okay, cool. I'll take your silence as compliance. Now let's take a look at pages. This is something I suffer through every year. I make a great website. There's a page for every single class, maybe even sections of the class. I update it regularly, but none of my students go to it. It's a mystery. I don't know. And again, there's no excuse. There's a bit of humor in that. All right, so a closer look at pages. Pages, think of a website as a collection of pages in a book, if you will. Clicking from one page to another, kind of or one link to another takes you to a different page in the book. And it's pretty cool that way. So here's how you make more pages. Click on pages, good place to start. As you can see, I have a couple of different pages right here. I have subpages, and this one's untitled. If you want to make a new page, a new menu selection, or a new link, then that's where something you would add in there. For today, we're just going to be looking at new page, and then you can organize it as you see fit. You can even add it over here, deciding to make this my home page, which is the first page that they go to when they click on your site. You can duplicate it if you really like it, or maybe you want to use it as a template. You can check out some properties, change the name, some advanced options, custom path, and so on and so forth right there. But say you have your home page. Hey, this is Mr. Myers' website. My second page would be the first class I teach. Other page would be your next class, so on and so forth. And all of that stuff is available right here. As you can see, subpage, subpage, so page within a page kind of thing. And that's just an easy way for them to navigate from one page to another. This kind of talks about some of the things that I already mentioned, so I'm not going to go over it, just let you know it's available to you. Subpages is a great way to nest one page. So say you have like different sections for each class that you have. So I have on my personal site, my syllabus, as I mentioned, and I have other resources like projects and things like that. And it's able to, oh, Tammy, I see your chat. I'll get to that in 1 second. Okay, actually you're talking about subpages, I think I was just gonna talk about. Okay, so say you're on this page right here, right? I wanted to add a subpage. You just click on the 3 dots that are vertical right here. Add subpage. And we'll call it Tammy's subpage. You see it? I think there's a way to kind of like drag it around too, to nest it in different ways. There's more than one way to skin a cat, it's more than one way to do things on here. So it's just kind of whatever is easier for you. Click and drag, add a page, move it, take it out, make it its own page, that kind of thing right there. I like the 3 dots though, they're helpful. I like having more options and they're clearly available to me. And then all of that stuff, again, is available in your navigation bar. You can make your own navigation bar if you want. That's up to you. That would be with the text box, again, the one that I just went over a little while. I went over this one again. So if you guys have any questions about subpages, let me know. But now we're going for the grand finale. And this is where you gotta be a little careful. Before I get to this, does anybody have a question about pages? Not pagers. That's old school technology. Oh, Tammy, you're too nice. You're a good audience. All right, so pages. Grand finale, preview settings, and publish. You're not only going to make this awesome website, you're going to publish it for the world to see. So you can see all of this stuff in the top bar. Preview, let's obviously, you preview the website. You can check it out on a computer. You can check it out for how it looks on a smartphone, iPad, or something like that. Settings gets more into the nitty gritty, as I say, different settings that are available to your website. We'll talk about that. And publish, this is where you have to be careful. Do you want to publish it only to your school, only to people that have the link, so on and so forth? You can even add a collaborator there too. If, say, there's other administrators at your school that you want them to be able to edit it, you have a co-teacher, a best friend, I don't know, whoever. Just be careful who you give this privilege to, because they will be able to mess with your file. Every single web page, I don't know if you knew this, but it is a file that is hosted somewhere. This particular site is hosted in my Google Drive. Even though it's there, it's still something that people can access through another website or through another URL address. So let's go take a look at it, okay? Settings, again, be very careful. This is like the back end is what they call it. So let's go check it out. Navigation and brand images. This is pretty cool. This one's not too scary. Navigation, it lets you know, do you want it to be on the top or on the side? I chose the side on this one. So when I click on it like this, it pops up like that. If I were to do top, it'll be over here, which is kind of a bit more intuitive for a lot of people, but just kind of depends on your style. I chose for it to be transparent. You can choose a different color if you'd want, black or white. Brand images, you'd have to upload it here. Again, I have my James Campbell High School logo, go Sabres. You can put alternative text there. And then you can choose a certain theme, it's up to you. Fave icon, yeah, go upload something that you like. But that's kind of it for the brand images and navigation. Well, we could go over like viewer tools, custom URLs and stuff like that. It's not called custom domains, but if you're going to buy your own domain, just know you have to buy it. And oftentimes you have to pay for it every year. So I don't know, I'm a bit cheap. So I don't want to pay for my own URL. I'm fine with it, what it is. And if you really want, you can always make a bit.ly, which is pretty easy. Analytics is pretty cool. You can go and see, you have to connect it with your Google account, but you can go and see how many people are going onto your site, different feedback that you can get, data tracking, activity on your website. But you have to enable it. I don't really care. I can tell if my students go and read a syllabus or not. An announcement banner, excuse me. Welcome to my website. You can put something else there. Button labels and links are other things that you can do too. Those are a little bit more. You don't necessarily need them, or even an announcement if you don't want, but it's just available to you if you want. Sorry, excuse me, drink a little water. That's better. All right, any questions on the settings so far? I guess not. Okay, cool. This is where it gets a bit more sensitive. Who can view my site, and also how to share it with others. So next to the settings, we have share with others. Excuse me. And this is where you got to be a little careful. So me, myself, and my 3 emails are the only ones that have editing privileges. I'm going to keep it that way because I don't want anybody else to edit this file. This is a draft, so it's restricted. But if I was ready to share it with the world, anybody with a link would be able to go check it out. And when I publish, whatever published version of the website I have is going to be public. I can remove the link if I want so that people can't get it. However, it's kind of useless to make a website and publish it if nobody can visit it. So it's just like added security if you would like. You can add restricted to restrict it to a domain, people at your school, stuff like that. But yeah, that's kind of how I have mine set up right now. And it's just for you guys. I don't have anything necessarily published. We'll go over that in a second. But that's kind of a couple of different ways. Let's go talk about publishing now. Oh, I already talked about that. You can have your own web address if you want, but it's up to you. Before you publish, it's going to ask you to do it. As you know, mine is already taken. There's a couple different ways to do it. I wonder if I can put an underscore. Put a bunch of dashes. Yep, that one's available. So what this does, this is the website that people will go to in order to access this sample site that I have. I'm not going to publish it because it's not worth visiting. But yeah, you can manage your custom domain if you want. I wouldn't recommend it. It's pricey. It's not cheap. But if you're Moneybags McGee, then go and buy it. And you can ask me how to do that later. I'll let you know. You can also request public search engines not to display your website, which is fine. I wonder if this one is more available. Oh, dashes can't be the first character. I forgot about that. Ooh, only 3. So I'm going to publish it. Why not? And there's some publishing options, publish settings. We already went over this. I don't want them to display my site, so I'm going to save that. When you're making new changes, you can review them and publish them. And you can also view your published site right here. And I'll share it with you guys. This is where it's at right now. And also, you can unpublish it. Say you're like, this site, maybe not. Then I'm going to go unpublish it right there. But that's kind of the gist of how to control what you put out there and what you want to not publish, so on and so forth. And other than that, that's kind of the quick run through about the different ways to create a site, put content on it, and publish it to the internet. There's more that you can do for sure. A lot of it is just taking the time to create your own content, whether it's a video, a Google Doc, some slides, whatever. And connecting it with your site is actually pretty easy because, like how I said, all of that is pretty much here on the insert side, and then creating your own tree of web pages for people to go visit afterwards, and making a very pretty theme because that's important. Anyway, that's kind of the quick run through. Right now, if you guys want to go and make your own website and ask me for help, that's totally fine. I'll be here obviously for the rest of the session to answer questions that you might have, or if you just want to dip out and say aloha, that's cool too. But yeah, now is you guys' time. If you want me to go over something in more depth, or you want me to go over something again, now would be the time for that. So yeah. Any questions, comments, queries, quagmires, quandaries? Is my matrix background bothering you?
Okay, sensing no questions at this time, we'd like to say thank you to Noah Myers and everyone's participation. We hope that you found this session helpful and that you made some valuable connections. Please help us by taking the survey on the iTeach808 website, which is iTeach808.com. And I will include it in the chat at this exact moment. Okay. The survey will be sent to the email address that you are registered with. So please make sure that you check your spam folder for any emails from iTeach808hawaii@gmail.com. You will be entered to win one of 20 $5 Target gift cards if you complete the survey by February 4th. And thank you so much for being here today. Feel free to join the other sessions that are coming up and have a great day.
Thank you, everybody. And seriously, feel free to hang around and talk story. If you have any questions, you want me to go over anything else, I like to leave a little bit of time at the end. Today, I had some coffee and talked really fast.
Noah, thanks for that, by the way. This is Tammy.
What's up, Tammy? I see you.
I know, I tried to do a site before because I want to do one for the Leeward District, right? And so
let's do it. How can I help?
This is really great because I want to make a page for elementary, high school, and middle school, right? So I left the classroom, sad enough, I haven't been gone that long, but I've left long enough where Google just wasn't happening. So of course I don't know any of this, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody talks about it. So I appreciate you doing this and providing the details. And of course I know where to get you anyway, but I definitely—
You just come stop by my classroom. Tammy is my boss's boss, by the way.
I'm not a boss, really. I'm a teacher just like everybody else. I just have a different position. So.
Oh, she's a CTE coordinator for our complex, right?
We were all six.
District.
Yeah, the whole.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
It's not that big of a deal.
You're a big deal to me, Tammy.
It's about money and classes. That's all I do. Money and classes. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I'm excited though, and I'm glad I got on. I was having trouble with I'm at home today, so my regular one, so I had to sign on to my laptop. That's why I signed in late, but I got in just in time to hear all the great stuff. So excited.
Cool. Oh, right on. Yeah. Hey, you can always. I'm in my classroom.
I have everything on a web page kind of thing, but it's just not not a web page, but yeah, just a doc, I guess a Google Doc, but it's not the same. I want people to be able to just kind of
with the doc, you still have to scroll and stuff. With the web page, it's easy just to go one to another, So
well, as we build the goal, I guess, is as we build middle and elementary into CTE, I want to make sure they have places they could go to. So
are you thinking about putting resources there or curriculum resources kind of stuff?
Hopefully, that's the goal because they always ask for resources, right? So,
yeah, they keep asking me for resources.
Ask Noah. No, just kidding.
No. Don't put my email there.
No, I wouldn't do that. But if they ask me, I'll say, I got it from Noah. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so I'm so glad this was something that was open for everyone. And I wish I could attend more, a little more elementary, some of them, but this was great.
Yeah, I tried to make it so admin to K and whoever in between might be able to use something because, even if the kids can't go to the website, or at least their parents might be able to find stuff,
Right.
Well,
that's another one I gotta add now. I gotta add community in there. Yeah. Outside.
Yeah. Make it public so that everybody can check it out. It helps us to be more transparent.
Yes.
Just if you are going to share a Google Calendar, make sure, how you can make specific calendars for different sections of a school or whatever.
Right.
You can share that specific calendar on your website too. So it requires a little.
Oh, that's a really good one. I should do that. Make a calendar that just has all our CTE dates. All the, I don't know how many you have to go to, but there's buku CTE.
You have more than me, I know, but.
No, just every pathway has something going on, and there's several throughout the year, and that would be a good calendar to have.
Yeah, you can make one for every pathway because I know there's a bunch rolling out right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So right now, I think we're rolling out 4. We did 5 last year. So last year was rough.
When is the next work group? Not the one that they're walking us through it, but they're asking for feedback on the standards. The one that I think Daniel and a couple of other people are in on. You remember that one?
The teacher work group one. That's why I was home today, because I was doing the business teacher work group. Let me see if I don't know if I have it on my calendar.
We only had one meeting so far, but that standards one, I don't know if they liked us after.
It's not about liking you. There's just stuff that they have to do it for everybody, so it makes it a little challenging sometimes. But you know, they're gonna do what they got to do, and you just follow them. They'll be all right.
Yeah, we're just trying to help.
Struggle for your group for sure. So
yeah, I heard other groups too, but I mean, I'm just trying to offer feedback and be helpful, you know.
Right.
I just want it to succeed. That's all I realized. I just want it to succeed and not be a flop.
They're doing more in March. I'm not seeing. Oh, you know what? I don't have the Oh, Infotech is going to be April 11th. There's something going on.
Yeah, that's the general one where they're walking us through like the different classes.
Yeah. I don't put the I'm not invited most of the time to the teacher people. So I don't put them on my calendar, but I can find them for you, but I just don't have them on my calendar right now. I'd have to go.
I can email Troy. Who was the other lady in with that?
No, I can tell you where it is. I just got to find it in my email.
No worries. Because I know we had one. I just want to know what the next one is. That's all.
Yeah, but it's probably coming up because I think they're coming up. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out ahead so I can try and request for a sub.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I'll look it up for you, Noah, and I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Hey, if you need me to be a collaborator on that website, let me know. I can devote a little bit of time to that if you need.
Yeah. Well, I think I just want to, I think there's just so much to share, and that calendar is a really good place because then I can put everything on there. And when there's a question, I can just look at the calendar instead of
just give them a link.
Yeah.
And when the calendar is updated, it'll be automatically updated on your website too.
On the website?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I also like the idea of the photos that we can rotate. If I can get photos from schools and start doing a little bit more and making it more exciting. I used to do a boring brochure is what I call it. But my boss used to make me do this boring brochure. So I think this would be way better. I just have to find the time to get it done. That's the big challenge.
That's always a challenge. All right. So for photos, images,
yes,
you can upload different images, whatever you have.
Yeah.
There's like different file types that they're going to want you to do here. Let me go to my desktop.
Well, that's coming up. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it here. Unless anybody else interested. Yeah. That's something I'd probably ask your help for, but I don't even have a lot of photos yet, so I'm not going to run the few photos I have. Oh, there you go. You have a bunch of photos.
So you can do it like that. These are just like different pictures I've taken over the years, but there's different ways to lay it out, whether it is like this, side by side. Shoot, there was another one that they had. I think they might have gotten rid of it because it probably was breaking for a bunch of people. You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, different layouts that are available to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like there was one that would like you would scroll through it.
Right.
And that one, it's kind of more gimmicky, I think. But they try to keep it simple so it's accessible for everybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I was just thinking of just having some stuff on there that people can, just scroll through and see what's on there or something, just something different.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll start small and move from there.
Whenever I'm doing that kind of stuff, I always say, my favorite motto, KISS, keep it simple, stupid.
Yes.
Because if you overwhelm somebody, then they're not going to stay. Hey, look who's calling me, Justin.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Do you know if you can switch over, just for example, can you say, for example, I'm not going to be here that much, in my lifetime in DOE is limited. So, and it can happen at any time.
Oh, the ownership of it.
Somebody else could take the whole site over and just keep it going instead of starting all over again.
One thing you might want to consider, rather than having your personal account attached to it, you might want to make an account for your position.
Oh, okay.
And whoever has the login credentials for that position, it would be a lot easier. But I can also transfer ownership to somebody else through this.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure I could transfer in case somebody else, I don't know. It'll probably be something new by the time I retire, but it would be nice if, when I came into the job, I had nothing, zero.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be nice if I had something I could pass on without having to pass on anything. Here's the website.
Yeah, for sure.
Have at it. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least, they'll have like a framework to move with,
Yeah. I mean, they can
take off with.
or do whatever they want, but at least there's a site that they'll have information. So that's the main.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's how you would transfer ownership and stuff. But if you got any more questions, just give me a call, girl.
All right. Thanks. I'm gonna go for now. I gotta teach night school tonight because I have to work more than one job. So
oh my God, Tammy. Girl, take a day off.
That's what makes my life. I still get to teach. That's why I enjoy it. But yeah.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, that is good.
Yeah. Right, and thanks for the flip, by the way. The information, it's really not what I needed. I don't know why they told us it was a flip something because it doesn't sound like the same thing.
No, I don't see how you guys would really benefit from it. But hey, at least you have some slides available if you want to show somebody else.
Before, so it was good to know, and it's always good to have on hand in case somebody else asks me about it. I can share it with them.
I think it's good for e-school and stuff like that.
For sure.
That's what I would see it good for.
Yeah. I might do a few. I'm thinking if I can get better at it is I might do it for actually adult ed because we actually teach we only teach 2 nights a week and then kids miss it. So I'm thinking it might be something that I think about doing a little bit more. I don't know. I'll figure it out. You
can contribute to the conversation on your own time, which is pretty cool.
Yes, that's the cool parts for them because a lot of them don't like to share during class. They're still very uncomfortable.
They have their cameras off and everything, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they try to, but we try to keep it on, but they don't answer. They just sit there, even in class sometimes. I hope nobody else is listening, but they're the kids in class that just don't make it, right? So that's why they're in adult ed a lot of times. So
I got you. I don't think we're recording. Are we? We were recording.
Oh, that's okay. It's not a big deal. Yeah. I didn't say anything bad. I was just saying.
No, you didn't. It's just reality of the situation.
Yeah, they just tend not to be, have done so well. So they have a hard time